Hey all, Galena from Mixed Movement Arts here. We're gonna do some fascial maneuvers for the upper body, the torso, and the legs. This will be a nice restorative session. So we're gonna start with twisty wristy. I'm gonna take my right hand, put it out in front, grab my four fingers, and start to slowly pull them backwards, opening up the wrist. Now this might feel intense. That's okay, move slowly. It gets better the more you do it. So I'm going to take this arm and I'm going to pull it in, pinning my elbow to my side body as I close the elbow all the way. Now I'm going to take those fingers and I'm going to rotate them to the outside. Look over your left shoulder, pull in your spinal pelvic lock, which means belly button to spine, squeezing your sex organs, and then twist the body around towards your right side. So heads to the left, bodies to the right, spinal pelvic lock in, I drop down. I'm going to take three big breaths in and out the mouth here. One, two, three. Three in the nose, out the mouth. One, two, three. You can move the body around a little bit. If there's any more tight spots you want to get, moving the spine, twisting a little bit more perhaps. Good. Slowly let it go. And just notice you have two different arms now. I have one hand, one arm that's longer than the other. So take a few steps, really feel that. Notice that side to side contrast. And let's balance that out. So left hand, grab the fingers, slowly find your wrist stretch. We just take our time getting into the position here, letting the fascia settle. I'm gonna pull my elbow in, pin it to my body as I close the elbow joint. From here, I'm going to rotate the fingers out. I'm going to look my head away to the right side as I bring my body around more to the left. Pull in your spinal pelvic lock, drop one down towards the squat. Three big breaths in and out the mouth. One, two, three. Three breaths in the nose, out the mouth. One, two, three. Explore a little bit, move the body around. Be curious about sensations. Is there any way I can wind up the fascia a little bit more? And slowly release. Notice the sensation in the arm. I feel it in the arm. I feel like warmth going up to my shoulder and chest. Arms are back to the same length now. All right. Next up, we'll do one more for the wrist. Wrist release here. So take your hand and you're going to rotate the skin outwards. I rotate the skin and I'm going to pull down and push that hand through like you're trying to pull on a glove. And if you need to adjust it a little bit, no worries. I sometimes like to grab my wrist here and then just keep this hand still as I turn and find the torque that way. Pulling the glove off, moving the wrist around in circles. You can play with different positions of the arm. Down below, to the sides. Yeah. Feeling a little burn here in a good way. Taking a few more breaths. Take them out. Notice that side to side difference. It's like two different wrists. right. Take that skin, you're going to rotate it outward, or you can grab the hand and just rotate the hand away. Take that rotated skin and pull it away, pushing the hand through, putting on the glove. If you lose the grip, no worries, just re-grip. Find some circles, move it around, explore different tension patterns. Take some breaths here. Good. Let it go. So nice. All right, let's move on to elbow torque. So I'm going to come back to standing. I'm going to take my right hand and put it on my trap on the same side, base of the neck. I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to put my palm right in the middle, grabbing that skin, rotating it outwards. So keep that rotation, pulling your spinal pelvic lock. Look over your left shoulder as you bring your body more to the right, and just notice how that feels. Take a few breaths. Now see what happens if you pull across your body and look over your right shoulder and then pull it more across your body. Pull in the spinal pelvic lock, take some breaths here. Whichever way you felt more restricted, you can go there. You can drop down toward the squat. Just moving the body around slowly. Good. Let go. Take a few steps. Go for a walk. Let that integrate. Notice the side to side difference. You can notice it in the elbow region, of course, but I also feel a lot in the shoulder. I feel that expand into the chest, and I can even feel it kind of on my right side hip. My right leg feels more alive. So whole right side of my body is good. So let's balance ourselves out. Left hand, left trap. Right hand, palm right in the middle of the elbow. Grab that skin, rotate it outwards. Pull in your spinal pelvic lock. This time, let's look over our left shoulder first and bring the body around. I find more tension this way. And you can stay here, and if you want, you can drop down to a squat. We'll take some breaths in and out the mouth. You can try the other way, looking over your right shoulder and bringing the body more around to the left side. And then just move that rotated elbow around. Continuing to breathe. Good. Let it go. Notice the sensations. See if you can enjoy the sensations, even 10% more. Nice, warm, heavy feeling arms, like a nice fullness heavy. But if I move them, all of a sudden they're super light. All right. Next, we're going to do the overhead elbow torque, which is one of my favorite moves. So it's going to start off the same way, the right hand to the right trap. Left hand palms the elbow, and I rotate that skin outwards. So keep that rotated skin as you bring it up above your head. Now you're going to look over your right shoulder, pull on your spinal pelvic lock. Try to keep the hips where they're at as you side bend your body towards the left side. Keep looking up and over that right shoulder. Let's take 6 big breaths in and out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stand on up. Move the body around, shake it out, go for a walk. Notice what you notice. Again, the whole right side of my body, especially the shoulder and torso, the ribs, feels much more open. When I take a big breath, I feel my right lung expanding more. The physical sensations and benefits are great, and I'm even more amazed and curious about how calm my mental emotional state becomes doing the fascial maneuvers. So check in with sensations, emotions, thoughts, and let's balance ourselves out here. Left side, left trap. Right hand, grab that elbow, rotate the skin outwards. Keep the rotation while you bring it up. Look up and over that left shoulder. Squeeze in your spinal pelvic block as you keep your hips where they are, side bending your body towards the right, opening up the left side of the body. Keep looking up and over that left shoulder as we do 6 big breaths in and out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slowly come on out. Go for a walk. Let that integrate. Move the body around in ways that feel good to you. I think yawning is one of my favorite ways to integrate. All right. So let's move in more into the torso. So we're going to start with the psoas release. So find your belly button and then the pointy part of your hip bone. The halfway point in between your fingers is where we're going to go. I'm going to take my fingers here. I'm going to push in and pull up towards the same side shoulder, towards the right shoulder. You can do it over the clothes. Sometimes I like to go right on the skin as well. So give it a good pull. It's okay if there's a little discomfort here. It's okay even if you feel like your skin's gonna tear. That's more of like a fascial restriction. So step out your opposite leg, your left leg, and bend the front leg while you straighten your back leg. Keep that skin traction the whole time. Squeeze in your spinal pelvic lock and start to lean your body back, looking up towards the sky. The further back you go, the more intense it's going to be. And we'll do 6 breaths, 3 big ones in and out the mouth. 1, 2, 3. 3 breaths in the nose, out the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Stay here just a moment longer. Notice what happens if you drive your back heel towards the ground. You can intensify it even more. Slowly, come on out. Go for a walk. Notice right hip feels different than your left hip. Hmm. So yeah, it's the psoas region, the actual psoas muscle is coming from the spine through. So while we call it a psoas release, I think of it also as more of a visceral intestines release. So let's do that on the other side. So remember, we go belly button to pointy hip bone, and we go in the halfway point in between. Fingers in, pulling up towards the same side shoulder. You can go over your clothes or you can go on your skin. So really push in, I get a good grip and I pull up. I step out my opposite leg. I bend the front leg. I straighten the back leg. I squeeze in my spinal pelvic lock and I start to slowly lean my body back, as I look up. And play with driving that back heel towards the ground. 6 breaths. First three in and out the mouth. One, two, three. In the nose, out the mouth. One, two, three. Just staying here a little bit longer. You can add slight more lean back if you want to. And slowly come on out. And go for a walk to let that integrate. Let's find a little walk around a figure eight pattern. Hmm. Notice this openness in the hips. Change directions of your figure eight. Right. Next one we're going to do is the belly button torque. So I'm going to take my right hand and with the fingertips facing down, I'm going to put my middle finger in my belly button with my other ones there ready to grip and support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push in until I find a kind of a soft barrier. And then I'm going to torque the skin in the direction that gives myself a thumbs up. So from here, thumbs up. Now pull in your spinal pelvic lock. This can be enough. If you want to add, you're going to take your free hand, go to the back, and you're going to rotate it in the opposite direction of your front hand. So my front hand is going this way, my back hand is going this way. Keep the grip, keep the spinal pelvic lock in. Start to take some breaths in and out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. Slowly unwind. Go for a walk. Pay attention to any sensations. I feel more openness in my belly. My hips feel more relaxed. My chest feels more relaxed. Mind is calm. Body feels good. We're going to do that same thing except on the solar plexus. So my sternum, breastbone is right here. I go down and find the little soft spot. Very similar. So fingertips facing down. I'm going to push in. I find the barrier. And then I keep that pressure as I torque, giving myself a thumbs up. If you want to, if you can, hand in back, going the opposite direction. So my thumb going more down. Pull in your spinal pelvic lock and breathe in and out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. Find a little movement of your spine. And slowly let it go. Going for a walk. Sometimes I like to feel the tissue that I was just working on, and it feels a little more pliable, a little more supple right there. Well, these are some deep things. They're very simple, but going into these positions like the belly button and solar plexus, we tend to, when stressful things happen, we tend to contract towards the center. We can hold a lot of stress, tension, trauma in these places. So you can experience everything from euphoric laughter to crying and despair. And it's all energy moving. Sometimes stuff just needs to come out. So the full spectrum is totally normal, welcome, all part of the healing process. All right. So we're going to do the bladder release next. I'm going to go down and find my pubic bone. Same torque pattern as the last two. I'm going to press in. I'm going to rotate the skin and pull it up. I'm going to take my left hand, place it on the back of my neck. I'm going to squeeze my butt and my spinal pelvic lock, and then push my hips forward a little bit, keeping that torque. And we'll take 3 breaths in and out the mouth. 1, 2, 3. 3 in the nose, out the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Stay here. We're gonna say a little affirmation for the kidneys, or sorry, for the bladder, which is fear. Say, thank you, fear, for keeping me safe. I no longer need your protection. I release this fear from my body and let it go. Felt something really shift deep there. My whole body had a little jolt in it. Hmm. Now I feel tingly down the left side of my body. So again, it's like different every time. Sometimes you won't feel much, sometimes you might feel a lot. All right. Let's take it to the floor. We're going to do the hip release. I'm going to lie on my back and I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to cross it over my left leg. It looks kind of like this. And now I'm going to reach up and over. I'm going to try to pull the skin towards me, down, and then towards me some more. So grab what you can here. I'm about halfway down my shin, a little further towards the ankle. But use what you got. Pull that skin, pull it down like you're trying to pull your legs apart and towards yourself. Now you're going to sit up, pulling the spinal pelvic lock, trying to pull the legs towards you even more. And we'll do 6 breaths here. Let's go all in and out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can shift a little side to side, explore your individual tension patterns. If you want to intensify, you can look your head. You can see if to the right causes more tension or restriction or to the left. I'm to the right. Good. Slowly release, let go. I like to shake my legs out a little bit. And let's cross the left leg over the right. I'm going to reach down the outside of my legs pull that skin towards me, pull the legs towards me, and trying to pull the legs apart as well. I do a little sit up with my head here, and I'm going to do 6 big breaths in and out the mouth. One, two, three, four, five, six. Continuing to breathe, you can move the body around, shifting the hips left and right, rocking them side to side. You can play with turning your head to the left or right. Good. Relax. Let it go. You can shake them out or just rest for a moment. I feel like a warmth running down my legs, all the way to the toes. Let's go for a walk on those new hips. A little more loose and open. All right. Next up is the knee torque. So what I'm going to do here is with my elbows in, I'm going to grab the tops of my knees and I'm going to rotate my thumbs towards me. So my elbows are going to go out. So let's get a good grip here. Rotate the elbows out and then try to sit up tall and try to find a position where you could easily stay for 3 minutes. Good practice, no matter what we're doing, to pull in the spinal pelvic lock. And we'll take some breaths here. Let's go in and out the mouth. If you lose the grip at any point, no big deal, just re-grip. Notice you might feel this in your hips, your lower back. You might start to create sensations that go up your spine. Hmm. If you bring your knees towards each other, that can intensify it just a little bit. And while we're hanging out here for a little bit longer, think about what state you're trying to create. If you're trying to calm down, you can do some more breath in the nose and out the mouth. If you're trying to become a little bit more energized, you can do breaths in and out the mouth. Good. So this is the knee torque. If you want, and for future reference, if you want to do this one on your own, sometimes I find it nice to start standing so I can grab a little bit more torque here and then I sit down. So that can be one little tip for this one. Another one could be it starts off the same, excuse me, standing, grabbing the knees, rotating elbows outwards, and then if you can, dropping down into a squat. Let's go for the walk. Allow that to integrate. Someone with a history of knee injuries. This has become one of my favorites really quickly. Full tears in both meniscus and fast maneuvers. No more pain. All right, we're just gonna do a couple more to finish for the lower body. So we're gonna do the shin, calf, and hamstring release. So let's start with our right leg. And what I'm gonna do is interlace my fingers and thumbs. I'm gonna first come over my shin, and I'm going to grip it, and then I'm going to pull towards myself with my arms as I push the leg away from myself. And now take the foot, point the toe, point it towards you, back and forth a few times. Can go side to side and make some circles. Move the leg around. All right, good. Let's go to the calf release. So same interlacing the fingers. This time I'm going to go over my Achilles heel. It can be all the way down towards the base of the ankle, or it can be a little higher up. So find what works for you. But see if you can find a position where your arms are straight. You could just hang out here and sit up tall. And we'll do the same thing, pointing the toes. Kind of, I said sit up tall, but also like leaning back a little bit. So pointing the toe and then side to side is a good start. And then going into circles. Yeah. And then moving the leg around is an option. You can play with different orientations. Taking a few more breaths here. Good release. And just notice how that feels. Let's do one more, then we'll take a walk. So this will be the hamstring release. A lot of people feel some sort of tightness in the back of the knee. So same interlacing of the fingers. I'm going to go behind my knee, pulling my hands towards my body, reaching the leg through, and trying to find a place where you can lean back, straightening the arms. Let's do the same thing with our foot, pointing the toes, flexing the foot, side to side in circles, and moving the whole leg around. Let's take some breaths here. Good. Let it go, and let's go for a walk. Two different legs. So note the sensation, right to left, and see if that travels anywhere from the hips up. Does it go into your torso at all? Feel it in your shoulder, maybe even your jaw. If you don't feel anything, no big deal. But hopefully your right leg feels quite good right now. So let's balance that out. First, we're gonna do the shin. So I'm on my left leg, interlace the fingers and thumbs. You can go play with some different areas. It could be right above the ankle bones here, or it could be a little higher up on the shin. So find what works for you. Point and flex the foot, side to side in circles. Yeah. A few more breaths. Good. Let's go straight into the calf release, right over the Achilles tendon. Interlace the fingers and pull towards you as you reach your foot past you. Find a place where you can straighten your arms, Sitting up tall, leaning back, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, side to side, into circles. Moving slowly, inviting in exploration. How does it feel here versus up here versus over here versus out here? Ooh, that's an interesting one for me. I like that. So yeah, experimentation is what it's all about. Don't worry about doing it right. Yeah. I'm starting to get a lot of sensation on this one. Yeah. Ah, all right. Shake out that leg. We'll do the hamstring release, which is the back of the knee. Interlace those fingers. Pull your hands down towards you, reaching your leg out, pointing, flexing the toe, side to side in circles. Leaning back, straightening the arms, trying to find a sense of effortlessness in the position. Take a few breaths here, moving the leg around. All right, let's go for a walk. Hmm. Notice how it feels. Oftentimes, doing things for the lower body brings our attention down to the lower body. Attention, energy can get stuck up in the head and the chest, so distributing energy throughout the whole body. Got too much stuff going on in your head? Do some nice things for the feet and ankles. On that note, let's do one more for the ankle. So I'm going to cross my right leg over, and I'm going to take my left hand, grab my ankle here. I'm going to take my right hand and come just above it. Now I'm going to rotate the skin, and counter rotation, opposite directions. And you can play if you want with which one has more restriction, but just find some good counter rotation. Can take that ankle up, trying to pull your foot through the hands. So my hands are both rotating and pulling towards me a little bit. Take some breaths as you move your ankle around, finding different positions. Good. Let's go for a walk on that ankle. Notice the side to side difference. Mine's quite dramatic. All right, let's balance our sides out here. So my left hand, I'm gonna, sorry, my left leg, I'm gonna place in my right hand. I'm gonna take my left hand, grab just on top of where that hand is. Find that counter rotation, hands going in opposite directions. So keep that tight as you try to push your foot through and start making some circles movement with the ankle. Move the foot around. Taking some breaths here. Ooh, let it go. Let's go for a walk. Allow that to integrate. Hmm. Right. So we should allow for the upper body, the torso, and the legs. And a principle of fascial maneuvers is the three zones of pressure. So again, from the diaphragm up, head and chest is the first zone. Between the diaphragm and the pelvic floor is the second zone. Pelvic floor down to the feet is the third. So we've done a lot in the lower two. Let's do something for the upper one, for the head. I'm gonna do the antler twist, my favorites. Take my right hand. I'm gonna take the heel of my hand to my temple area here, fingertips facing backwards. I'm gonna take my left hand, fingertips facing forwards. First step, I'm gonna try to crush my head as much as I can, and then I'm gonna rotate that skin upwards to give myself some antlers. Then I'm gonna interlace my fingers or grab your head to pull that rotated skin up. Pull in your spinal pelvic lock, and you can start to move the head, neck, spine. Open and close the mouth. I like to turn this into a little yawning party. Lose the grip, no worries. You can always just retraction and find the position again. Ah, good, let it go. Hmm. Notice the sensations. Let's put a right hand on the heart, left hand top of the head. Just take a few breaths in whatever way feels good to you here. Feeling the body relax. Feeling the aliveness in your tissues. Feeling a sense of balance, grounded, centered. Acknowledge and thank yourself for practicing today. Inviting in a moment of gratitude for this amazing miracle we call the body. Thanks for practicing. I hope to see you again soon.